of the voters in Lawrence and Lowell, who undoubtedly, at least as we sit tonight, will probably 99% vote for Nikki Saunders?
Well, in the last election, it wasn't 99%, we have the numbers.
What was it, 98?
That was in the 70s in Lawrence. I think it was in the 60s in Lowell. Simple. Offer an alternative voice. When I've gone out and talked to people around the district, or when I've gotten emails from people, I find some interesting things. People who have followed the elections the last 3, 4, 5 cycles have said the reason they don't vote Republican is because we don't have ideas. We're only against things. So the Democrats, in general, not necessarily Nikki Saunders, but have come out with ideas. They want to change the healthcare system. They want to change immigration. And all we've done is stand up and say, no, we're against the way you want to do that. But we haven't clearly articulated what we would do. And I think if we clearly articulate what we would do and why it's the right thing to do in the long run, I think you can win over some of those voters. Now, the district in general is far more than Lawrence and Lowell. And if you look at the last couple of cycles, especially this last one with Gomez, this district is very moderate. It's those two cities notwithstanding, the rest of the district is very moderate. So you could lose those two cities and still win the district statistically. It's very easy to do. But I think you don't want to just take those two cities and ignore them, because if you're going to run for Congress, you represent the entire district, not just that part of the district that agrees with you. So I think if we go into those cities, especially Lawrence and Lowell, and say, look, we're not against these social programs, we're not against food stamps, we're not against those things. We're just against them being used fraudulently. We're against the system that allows people to go in and get 3 or 4 cards. There's a couple of state troopers here. When you pull over people and they pull out a wallet with EBT cards, how many times out of 10 do you find them with more than one EBT card? It's not a small number, right? So the system has fraud in it. And I think when I've spoken to people in Lawrence, you find 3 types of people. Those that are committing the fraud, those that are really mad at the people that commit it because they need the system to be solvent, and those that aren't going to live here for very long. They just had some problem and they wound up in this part of the state, and that's okay. But I think clearly articulating that we are not the party that's going to come in and completely take away that system, but merely eliminate fraudsters from gaming it so that they get more benefit than they should have.